Good morning. It is 8:55 a.m. on Thursday, May 30th, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I'm already thinking about next week. I'm going to have to start getting up early again, which, of course, is fine. In reality, it's just a matter of what you're used to. But, the adjustment period is not fun. So today I have a little bit of a headache, and so I titled the video D&D Hangover, kind of as a joke, because of course I don't actually think that Dungeons and Dragons has any direct correlation with hangovers in any sense. And of course what I have right now is not really a hangover because I didn't drink any alcohol or anything. It's more likely that I just didn't have enough caffeine yesterday, so I'm gonna work on that this morning. But I did have a fun Dungeons and Dragons session, and it looks like Starla's watching right now. So hello, she knows. We had a session last night whereupon the party seized a Githyanki pirate ship by transforming into a bunch of animals. So they had all turned into parrots to, get up close to this ship, stealthily, and then poof, turned into, respectively, giant constrictor snake, 2 cave bears, a lion, 3 giant eagles, and a rhinoceros on the deck of this ship. It was very silly and lots of fun, and I got to make this thing. Not a total disaster as far as scrambled plans go. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's I think a lot of fun when you're dealing with powerful magic spells in Dungeons and Dragons to realize that they can do amazing, incredible things, but the exact logistics of how and when to use it and then what you do with it is more complicated, And I think that that's lots of fun. And it was a good session last night. So today is more a matter of like, okay, right, normal life stuff. But I'm really looking forward next week, I think, despite my grumblings about the idea of having to start getting up earlier again, but getting back to sort of the normal office routine is something I actually am looking forward to, because working from home can be, it has its advantages for sure. It's very flexible. I can run errands kind of whenever I want to, that sort of thing. But I struggle a little bit with the lack of structure. So having sort of a defined time where it's like, nope, you get up at this time, go to this place, and while you're there, you're at work. And then when you leave, you're not at work. And that, I think, is useful. Because what can happen when you don't have like that sort of a rigid boundary for yourself is there's so many distractions keeping you from working at the time that you are supposed to be working. So then you kind of feel like you should be working at times when you normally wouldn't be working, and it all just blends together into mush. Reminds me of how my grandfather used to get TV dinners and just stir everything together into a mush, including the dessert, with the classic grandpa rationale of it's all going to the same place. So yeah, so as to not be storing my whole life into a mush, I am actually looking forward to having more of a structure. It's one thing, like when, we look way ahead to eventual retirement, of course, like who knows what that looks like anymore, right? I mean, I guess I'm just thinking, it's like any potential retirement for me is 20 years away or more, almost certainly. So like, I at that point, it's like, what is life even? What does the world even look like at that point? So who knows? Also, I guess it's not necessarily like, I don't know what. How did I get on this subject? Retirement. I guess just the idea of like, I'm thinking about my dad who's retired only just recently, in the last few years, and it was a question of like, well, how much work is he trying to do? Like, because he wanted to kind of maintain some level of structure as well. But then, of course, when you don't have to do work at all, it's kind of easy to have the lack of structure just be do what you want. But in any event, I am just had some fun D&D last night. Need to get some caffeine in me this morning, get to work. But I'm looking ahead to a more predictable schedule. So I'll leave it there for today, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.